talk about mirepoix. Talk about the holiday. What? I hope this recipe can bring you great vibes all the way through the new year, honestly. Like, what? This right here this is it. Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Tea, and I can't believe it's that time of year already. Gather season is what I mean by that, and when I think of gather season, I think of your loved ones coming together, eating amazing, delicious food. I have so many amazing recipes for gather season on my channel, Cooking with Tea. However, I want to show y'all how to make something I loved as a child, chicken and dumplings, and it is so easy to make, and it's a crowd pleaser. If y'all don't want to make 5 million dishes, I'm gonna show you guys how to make one banging dish that you can bring to a potluck, you can serve for yourself or your loved ones, small families. And that is chicken and dumplings. So let's get into it. We're gonna do a 2-pot method. This time around, we're gonna get into it 1 pot for our stock and 1 pot where we're gonna actually build our chicken and dumpling soup. First things first, we're gonna need to break down our veggies. I love fall and I love gather season. When I think of gather season, if you know by now, you know I love sweet potatoes, okay? Sweet potatoes are incredible. I have so many delicious sweet potato recipes on this channel, and I really wanted to add sweet potato into my chicken and dumpling. I know there is that carb in the dumpling already, but that beautiful orange color and that sweet caramelization from sweet potato just screams fall. So we're gonna add some sweet potato into our base. So I'm going to get a nice good chunk on these. Something like that. You want a fairly good texture, fairly good bite on that. So I'm gonna slice them down just like this. And there's that. I think a lot of people are afraid to cook during gather season or during the holidays because of the fact that there's people to please. There's people that are gonna be eating your food, and it kind of gets overwhelming if you're gonna be making a million freaking dishes. Like, we all know we've done it. As a chef, as you can imagine, my family is always leaning on me to create every single dish. And I have that link there. I have an amazing holiday spread that you guys can check out. But sometimes there's nothing just like one show-stopping dish that everybody can take a spoon in and have something absolutely freaking warm and cozy and delicious. And that's what I feel like when I have chicken and dumplings. I used to eat chicken and dumplings as a baby. My dad used to feed it to me. He actually reminded me of this the other day, which is why I was like, oh my God, I have to make this dish. He used to feed me canned chicken and dumplings, Campbell's canned chicken and dumplings as a baby, and that was like my favorite. But obviously, this ain't Campbell's. Let's not say that. Obviously, this is T's version of it, and we're gonna make it bougie and gourmet. I'm also gonna be adding a little bit of turnip in here too, to kind of tie into that little southern element and the beautiful root vegetables that we have during fall season. So, same way that we're gonna cut our sweet potatoes, we're gonna cut our turnips. Turnips add for a nice little spice to it as well. Beautiful dense. You can either go one or the other. You don't have to go both like I'm doing, but you know the vibes. You know I'm gonna go for it. You know I'm gonna go for it. Gorgeous. So we're gonna have 2 pots, right? We're gonna make our stock in 1 pot, and then we're gonna build our actual base to the soup in the other pot. So we're just doing all of our veg prep right now while we're here at the cutting board. Comment down below if y'all are gonna be the ones whipping up something for gather season. I also wanna say this is a great dish to bring to a potluck, or if you're invited somewhere and don't wanna show up empty-handed, I think it's great. You know what I mean? Because it checks off all the boxes. There's a starch, there's like a delicious dumpling that we're gonna have cheese inside of. There's chicken, it has all of the fall herbs that we love. And all the veggies, like, hello? So we got our dense veggies there. We have our celery here. Obviously this is a lot of celery. We're not gonna use all of this, but we are gonna add some celery into our stock pot, which is what this bowl is for right here. I'm gonna do maybe about 3 stalks of celery for this recipe. And I'm actually gonna keep them, which I rarely do, in this little natural moon shape. The reason I'm keeping them in these little moons like this is because I want to make this very calm, very lackadaisical, and just lazy. Like, I want something I can cook in my PJs. I want something I can cook in my sweats. Hello. And something I can just chill out and vibe with. Like, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it chill. I feel like that's what gather season is all about, hey? Seriously. We love a little good old holiday recipe. We got our celery. And we have our onion, of course. We're gonna go mirepoix in this. I don't think any holiday recipe doesn't have mirepoix. Seriously. Literally, everything is mirepoix. Mirepoix, mirepoix, mirepoix. Say that 3 times really fast. We're gonna take the peel and we're gonna just peel that thing back. Just like that. And then with this, we're gonna kind of leave it chunky as well. This is also gonna cook down for some time, so I don't mind the chunky chunks from there. The top will pop into our stock pot and we will continue. Just like that. Gorgeous. And then, of course, we have these beautiful carrot tops. I wanna save some of them. Don't do what I'm doing here, use some scissors. It's a little dangerous. I wanna save some carrot tops. I don't know what I'm gonna use them for. I'll save some like this, and then the rest of them are gonna go into our stock pot, which I actually am gonna turn on right now. Absolute. This is the perfect cozy recipe, I promise you. Okay, all we wanna do during holiday season is snuggle up on the couch and load up on gluttonous, heavy foods anyways, right? There goes some water. You're probably wondering why my voice is so much clearer. Is because my magical carrots, they don't just help with your vision, they help with your ears too. No, I love carrots. And then we just realized that like, my mic wasn't booming like it's supposed to, but if it is now, welcome on back. Probably like you got your ears cleaned or something. Okay, back to the carrots. We love carrots. You know I love carrots. Come on now. It's the best thing in the world. We're gonna just slice these at a little bias like this. Like I said, she's rustique. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. Little heirloom organic carrots. Ah! I think that's why they tasted so good raw. I absolutely love them. We also got this yellow carrot right here. I mean, if you haven't realized by now, Cookin with Tea is just all colorful vibes, delicious vibes, cozy, comforting vibes. Love that for us. All right, so we pretty much got all of our veg minced out. Talk about mirepoix. Talk about the holiday. What? I hope this recipe can bring you great vibes all the way through the new year, honestly. Like, what? This right here this is it. So we got all of our vegetables. Vegetables. And now we got our schmickin'. Obviously, I could have got boneless, skinless chicken thighs, but I love flavor, so why would I do that? Why would I just get boneless, skinless chicken thighs? Like, hello? It doesn't even make any sense. And it's so easy to just remove the bone yourself. You have it just like that. Obviously, I wasn't being too tedious with it. There's still some meat on there, which is fine because it's going in, if you didn't guess it, our stock pot. So we're gonna repeat that same step. I'm just going to carve the bone out like naturally. So it helps if you have like a knife with a really nice tip, like a boning knife or something like this, like a multi-purpose. So what we're gonna do there in that pot is we're gonna brown our chicken. Then we're gonna remove the chicken once there's some color. And then we're gonna add in our mirepoix, and our potatoes, and our turnips. And we're gonna make a little bit of a roux at the bottom with a little butter and a little flour. And then we're gonna add the chicken back in there with the stock. That's gonna boil. And then we're gonna make our delicious dumplings. We're gonna melt the butter, make the dumplings by hand, and we're gonna pop them into here when there's some stock at our rolling boil. It's gonna be so freaking good. You don't have to bake anything. You don't have to turn your oven on. You don't have to break too much of a sweat. All you gotta do is chill, get cozy, and wait to eat something delicious and nutritious and fulfilling and comforting, because that's what chicken and dumplings is all about. We love a good old chicken and dumpling. All right, so this oil is definitely hot now, I promise. A little color on the bottom. They're little batches. Some nice color. I'm gonna add in some salt. The chicken has been seasoned with salt. I left it to dry in the fridge to make sure like I pull some moisture out and get the skin extra dry so it gets nice and crispy. But I'm also adding a little bit of salt while it's in the pan, as well as some fresh black pepper. Yum! It's gonna be so good. So excited for this. It's gonna be so bomb. I'm gonna add a little bit more oil. If homemade stock doesn't scream holiday season, I don't know what will. This, oh my goodness, y'all. This is definitely giving holiday season for sure. Hey y'all, we're back and we're brown. We're back and we're better. We're back and we're brown. Our chicken has a little color on it. Like I said, it's not cooked all the way through. We do have some nice caramelization on some pieces of the chicken, which is exactly what we're looking for. Just a little color. We're gonna go in again. Goes schmicking. Gotta season that thing. Okay, so while we have this delicious infused chicken oil really nice and hot, we're gonna take our mirepoix and we're just gonna go ahead and cook this out in that same delicious fat. There's a bunch of fond on the bottom of the pot as well. Gonna use to incorporate all the flavor, like OMG, it's been a hit. I'm also gonna add in some garlic. Of course, we're gonna layer with some salt and some pepper. Amazing. And of course, we're gonna do a little bit of thyme and some sage. I love sage. Sage screams holiday, and it's my favorite holiday herb ever. So we're gonna add a pretty decent amount of sage in here, okay? I love it. Perfection. And we're gonna just let this cook down a little bit before we add our potatoes in. So the thing about dividing this dish into two separate pots, traditionally you wanna make your chicken stock with the whole chicken, which obviously would take so much time, and this kind of cuts it in half. Literally, we're cutting it in half by making a semi-stock in here with what we have and building the actual base of the soup in this pot. And I like it this way because you don't have to wait for the chicken and shred it with your hands, although it's absolutely delicious that way. We wanna chill, we wanna be cozy, we wanna eat this on the couch immediately. Like nobody has time for that. Now that it's been cooking for a little bit, we are going to add in our turnips and our sweet potatoes. 2 fallen soldiers, that's okay. This looks so holiday. You kidding me? Beautiful. I'm gonna let this cook just for a little bit. We're gonna add just a little chili flake, hello. A little chili flake, hello. Some onion, pepper, and some garlic salt. And I'm talking about a lot, okay? Don't be shy on the seasonings. It's holiday season. Literally, holiday season. That being said, you don't wanna be the person who's under seasoning this season, please. I'd rather you over season than under season this time of year, okay? And then of course, last but not least, a little paprika. We're just gonna mix all this up. Stock is moving. Stock is moving. That looks good too. So our seasoning is gorgeous. I'm now gonna add in some butter. Some, JK, a lot. A good healthy amount of butter. I think butter is another staple ingredient around the holiday. Like you just need it. You need it. Yum. The butter is in here, the stock is bubbling, and I'm gonna add in a secret ingredient, just kidding, not so secret, an ingredient that everybody has in their staple pantry, which is pretty much a chicken bouillon. Listen, trust me, there's that nostalgic flavor about a chicken bouillon, and on top of that, we don't have that much time about this stock, okay? Let's keep it real. A little chicken bouillon never hurt nobody. A little mixy mix. I'm trying to tell you. So good. So we have some fat at the bottom of this pot, as you can see. Nice fat. This is the only time I would be okay if somebody said, hey, nice fat. Nice fat. At the bottom of my pan or on my pork belly. All right, or my lamb belly, nice fat. We're gonna add a little bit of flour into this fat. As you can see, it's kind of seeping out in that little spot right there. We're gonna just rain it in. And then we're gonna give it a little stir. Yummy. Our flour is literally coating every single vegetable. And this is gonna cook down for a few minutes before we add in our stock and our chicken and we start working on our dumplings. This is what's gonna make the soup base really creamy and velvety versus soupy and like brothy. Adding the flour to the fat makes a roux. Typically people see roux in pots without anything in them, but this is a great way to build flavor. We have that chicken fat in there, we have seasonings, we have the vegetables in there. It's still a roux, but it's just coated with all of the other vegetables and the herbs. It still does what it's supposed to do. It's just gonna do it to the max this time around. Yummy. I'm gonna take this super, super hot stock. I'm gonna do it because I'm a professional, but you, be careful at home. Take a cup or a ladle and just pour the stock through a strainer. So you don't wanna get those little unedible aromatics like this peel into our chicken and dumpling. Yum. Perfect. Gorgeous. Our chicken is actually gonna go straight into this pot as well. Yum! It is giving holiday season around here, okay? Yeah. We love a shaggy dough. When it comes to dumplings, it is a very rustic dough. We have a little bit of flour. We have some salt. Then we have some milk. You can actually make your dumplings with the stock too, if you're like living a dairy-free life. You could also make your roux with oil instead of butter. I'm gonna make a quick little shaggy dough here. I am using a rubber spatula because a whisk would be a little bit too difficult with a dough like this. You wanna kind of cut in and fold. And then you wanna add in some baking powder. This is gonna be the leavening agent. You want some air into those dumplings. You don't want them to be dense. You want them to be nice and light. And of course, some salt. The flavor from this dumpling is actually gonna come from the stock that our soup is cooking in, because all that stock is pretty much gonna be soaked up in this dumpling. And of course, some of the flavor is gonna come from some melted butter. KK, period. And we're gonna just do a little fold in like this. Beautiful shaggy dough. And a part of me actually really wants to chop some parsley and add it into my dough. I think it'll be really nice. Herbaceousness and color contrast in the dumpling as it's like floating in the soup. We're gonna rough chop this parsley. We're also gonna save some to add into our chicken and dumplings right now. KKK. Just a little. Or a lottle. I can never make up my mind. I don't know if you could tell by now. And honestly, because I'm greedy, I am gonna shave a little bit of cheese into the dumpling. This is not super traditional, but something reminded me of like a cheesy cheddar biscuit. And I really wanted to add some bomb cheese, like cheddar and some parm, into the vibe of the dumpling. Like, does that not sound crazy? And when it goes into the soup, it's gonna be all melty and cheesy. So let's fold this in very lightly. Try not to overmix this. As you could tell, the dough hasn't quite come together fully, but it's semi-together. You can do a 2-drop method with the dumplings into the stock. 2-drop meaning 2 spoons, or you could just pick them like this, give a little light roll, pop them in, and they're ready to go. This is gonna be so bomb, y'all. Oh, got some parsley. It smells so good in here. It literally smells like holiday. This is what I want holiday to smell like. If it's not smelling like this immediately when I walk into somebody's place during the holiday, I'm walking immediately right back out. Where's the herb? Where's the allium in the air? Where's the comfort? You know what I mean? Oh yeah. That looks crazy. I'm gonna let this cook just a little bit more. Without the lid, because I want to reduce it so it gets a little thicker. And then we're gonna add the dumplings, and it's gonna be so good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is perfection, okay? We're gonna add in a little bit of the dough. Drop it like it's hot. This is our dumpling dough. I want it to be so rustic and eclectic. You could roll them, you could scoop them, but this is true holiday cooking, all right? This is true holiday vibes. We're gonna just pop them in to the soup. It's the perfect size. Kind of let them pull apart as they may. The dough is extremely shaggy, so kind of let them do their own thing. Like that is a nugget. Let's do that. I am gonna lower the heat just a tad bit. I don't want the dumplings coming all the way apart. They are really delicate. I did not extensively beat or roll the dough. I just put them together as long as they could. Like that. Imagine all the flavor that this dough, this dumpling is gonna absorb in this delicious broth and soup. You can kind of mold them together with 2 spoons as well. To mold them together, something like that. Okay. Oh yeah. Sorry. And we're gonna let this bubble away and cook. Camera has to be out for this moment because look how delicious and freaking comforting this chicken and dumplings look. It smells like the holidays in here right now. It smells like Thanksgiving. I don't want to just single this out for a Thanksgiving dish though. I feel like this is something we can make on Christmas, anytime throughout the winter, honestly. This is the perfect like winter cozy, fall, winter vibe. I'm going in at the bottom, making sure I get a nice amount of chicken and sweet potatoes and turnips. And then I'm gonna come to the top where all of the dumplings are floating. Boiling the actual dumplings into this also makes for a nice, beautiful, thick dish. Like, look at the gravy on this. Look at that dumpling. Oh my God. This is some bougified chicken and dumplings, if you ask me. Wow. A part of me wants to grate some cheese on top, but I think I'm just gonna let it sing on its own. Add a little chive, and then a fresh squeeze of a lemon. Mic drop. Mic drop. Bruh. These are so decadent and light and delicious. Mmm. Delicate, melt in your mouth, flavor, bomb, warm, soul-hugging bite. This is what the holidays taste like. I'm not even kidding. This is the perfect cozy gather season recipe. It makes you just want to cuddle up on the couch, throw a movie on, hang out with your loved ones, and tear this bowl up, all right? The recipe is gonna be down below in the deets. I hope y'all have an amazing, blessed, and delicious holiday season ahead. Until next time, peace, love, and blessings.